I'm the first Black woman to receive a PhD in physics from Yale University, and I'm really indebted to those that helped pave my way.
I'm so proud of you. It's just amazing to me what you've become. You're a doctor.
Thank you. My grandmother had limited opportunity growing up, and through her hard work, only 2 generations later, I'm at Lawrence Berkeley Lab, working among Nobel laureates and answering big questions, hopefully. So in the lab, day to day, I'm working on the design of a new type of detector to measure these elusive particles called the neutrino. Despite their elusiveness, neutrinos may be the key to understanding why the universe evolved in the way that it did. I'm really hoping that this current experiment will be one for the record books. Physicists in general are imaginative in that we seek to make the measurements that never have been made before. Engineers typically give us a little bit of a hard time in that we're, daydreaming about doing the impossible, but sometimes we make it work, and that's when, revolutionary measurements are made.
The second edition of the Women in Business Leadership Meeting organized by the Africa CEO Forum kicked off on Monday. For the next 2 days, nearly 250 participants from 31 countries will discuss innovation and the role of women in new technologies, a highly dynamic sector with the development of artificial intelligence, which women must seize, explained Jakada Bizri, Deputy Director of Women in Business Initiative. Women are underrepresented in scientific fields, and this poses a real problem because afterwards we have what is called a bias in innovation, and we end up with biased innovations because they're tested and thought of only by men. So there's really this challenge of having more women who create algorithms who are in the scientific fields so that the products and services that companies put on the market are adapted to the whole of humanity. Science and technology sector is seeking a more inclusive business world, which the summit believes can be achieved through influential women networking.
There's actually a boys' club. Men will call other men and say, please nominate me for this position, something I discovered recently. Whereas women will never call on someone to nominate them. They want to be nominated on merit. And so having strong networks allows me to say, you know what, this woman is really qualified. There's this position, let me call her up and say, I want to nominate you for this. So that's the kind of networking and environment women don't have.
Digital technology contributes more than 5% to the country's GDP, and this figure is expected to reach 8% in 2020. A technological revolution that brings new opportunities for African women who today occupy only 11% of senior positions in new technologies.